Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you want to know what's actually holding you back from living your purpose, we will cover it today because I believe that Chiron and your Chiron placement is a key factor when it comes to things holding you back. And I want to bring closer to you what the gift of your Chiron placement actually is. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. So I've made a video about Chiron and Leo before because it's my personal placement and I attract a lot of people who have Chiron and Leo. Obviously it depends on the year you were born, where Chiron is in your birth chart, and a lot of people might have the same placement in common. But obviously your rising sign then determines in which house your Chiron placement is really located, and that's definitely the first thing you should do. But before we dive into that, I definitely want to highlight what Chiron actually means in your birth chart because it's a really special indicator. And Chiron definitely invoked my passion and my drive and my love even for astrology because I felt so seen and so heard when I discovered what my Chiron placement means and why it's actually holding me back so much. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the biggest wound we have to heal in this lifetime, and at the same time it gives us the capacity and the opportunity even to become a healer in the very same area. But obviously before we can be a healer for other people, we have to heal the wound ourselves. And the mythology of Chiron is really interesting because Chiron never really was able to heal his wound. He remained the wounded healer for life, but at the same time he was able to still heal other people. And I believe that that's definitely a message that we should all take away, because a lot of people think that they have to become the master of everything they do before they can help other people. You don't have to have this shit together in order to help other people. That's such a key lesson that Chiron can teach us. But another thing that Chiron really helps us to understand is why it is so difficult for us to live our purpose and to live our magic. Obviously Pluto, Saturn, all of that. I mean, a lot of things in your birth chart can indicate why it's hard for you to live your truth and to really know what your magic and your passion is all about. And ultimately your whole life is a journey on discovering that, and no one can expect to be there straight from the get-go because life in general is an evolutionary process and we only incarnated into this life because we want to evolve and grow. So we should never put that pressure on ourselves to be perfect in a way, because there is no such thing as perfection. And interestingly enough, a lot of people associate Chiron with Virgo. And Virgo has these tendencies to be really, perfectionist and can kind of get lost in the details. And I guess that's the same with our Chiron placement. Sometimes we are so focused on that because it's a flaw that we have that's really holding us back. And even for Virgos, I know a lot of Virgos in my life, and sometimes they are so held back by their need for being perfect before they serve people. And having Venus in Virgo, I definitely relate to that. Sometimes I just feel like I have to create a perfect offer, the perfect course, the perfect birth chart reading before I can really take action. And it's actually something that held me back for a really long time. And even my Chiron placement plays into that, because when I look at my Chiron placement, it's conjunct my sun, like that's the first thing, which dulls my ability to shine, but it's also really close to my Mercury, which dulls my ability to express and communicate what I really think, and also holds me back from communicating what I think because I fear rejection. Because what the Chiron wound in essence really is, it's the fear of rejection, because in the area where Chiron is located in our chart, we have been rejected and abandoned. And obviously as humans, our biggest need is the need for connection and the need for not ending up alone, being taken care of, all of that. And if we've been wounded in that area, it can leave a really harsh mark. And what we do on a daily basis is to compare ourselves in order to really check in if we fit into the crowd, because every single human in this world is afraid to end up alone, because we are relational people. And even the people that say or tell you that they are comfortable with being alone, most likely that's just a coping mechanism they developed in order to protect their ego from being alone, because they probably have been rejected and abandoned before. And the best thing to do in order to deal with that is to tell yourself that you don't need anyone, than to actually see that you've been wounded. And when we understand that our Chiron moon holds our deepest gifts and one of our key factors when it comes to living your magic, it's just incredible and mind-blowing. But most likely for so many people that I've read and had birth chart readings in the last couple of weeks, it's literally the key factor is their Chiron wound holding them back. And I know it has been for me as well, with Chiron conjunct my sun, my ability to shine, right? And not knowing what my identity is, because the sun represents your identity, right? So it's really important to understand that your Chiron wound, yes, it's a huge challenge, but it's literally a key player when it comes to discovering your magic. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And actually, when I discovered my Chiron wound, I understood so much about my life and about my pain, and it made so much sense to even realize that I'm not flawed or that I'm not disadvantaged in a way. It's just like something that I chose even. And then it's a really, it really invoked this curiosity to find out why. Why did I choose that? Why did I want to be heard in the regards of, how I shine? Well, if I wouldn't sit here talking about purpose and magic and about helping you find your own magic, your own uniqueness, your own sense of self, because that's the deepest wound that I had. And still to this day, sometimes I'm wondering if I have healed myself yet, because I still have insecurities. I still have things where I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm so confident in a couple of areas, especially, really expressing my Leo energy. It's definitely not something that comes easy to me, but it gives me the ability to heal other people in that area, which then also gives me confidence. So whenever you see your Chiron wound, explore it and meditate on how can it help you really understand your purpose in this world, because it's just an experience of growth. It's just an experience of understanding yourself on a much more deeper level. And the minute you step into that power and you step into the ownership and you step into the healing capacity of that placement, you are able to heal others, and that in itself will give you confidence back. And you will feel that there are people that don't reject you, that don't abandon you for whatever area is really wounded in your life. For a lot of people, it's, for example, I've worked with a lot of people who had Chiron in Cancer, for example, which means a really deep wound related to the mother, but also to emotions and the emotional world at large, really suppressing the emotions that we feel, and then maybe feeling a sense of never really connecting deeply to another person. And the minute you can heal your emotional world and you help others to access their emotions, well, you will feel that deeper connection with someone, and you will see that you won't be rejected and abandoned for your emotions by everyone, right? And on another note, I've worked with a lot of people with Chiron and Gemini, which is also a really special placement, because Gemini, that's the twins, and it can really indicate a split in your conscious awareness and your mental capacity. Maybe you can never really know who you are as a person, and it's hard to define yourself, and you might have a identity crisis at some point, but then it's really understanding why you have that. How is it actually helping you? So everything related to your Chiron placement is really, really only for your growth. And that's what I want you to take away from this video, because trust me, the moment you understand your Chiron placement on a deeper level, you will see the dots that are connected to that, and then your Pluto placement helps you to transform. Your Saturn placement learns you or teaches you the lessons that are also linked to your Chiron placement. So it's all a story in your birth chart. That's why reading is so powerful. And if you are open to have a reading, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. I leave the links down below, or listen to the podcast where I also share deeper insights into my Chiron story, but also, you know, the stories that I unpack in readings. Obviously, full disclosure, not revealing anything personal from my clients, but it really helps you to understand astrology on a deeper level, but also yourself on a deeper level and your journey. And that's what gives you courage to even step into your magic, to even step into your wounds, because that's the most powerful and courageous thing you can do, especially looking forward to 2020, where I guess we will be faced with all of our wounds again, just to be able to see them and realize the passion and the why behind that, the purpose behind that, so we can alchemize it into gold and help other people to do the same, which is the story of evolving in this lifetime anyway. So it's all connected, and we are all connected, and the minute we understand that we have the wounds but other people as well, and we can help each other, it will kind of take the pain away, or it will give the pain even more purpose. And I guess that's when you are able to really step into your magic.